All right. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Jeremy. I'm with the PACAC organization, and welcome to the Keystone Virtual College Exploration event. The session here is for Elizabethtown College. First things first here, you'll be able to ask questions via the Q&A option. Your camera and microphone are off. Our panelists are aware of the Q&A section, so please ask questions. They'll be answering that for you. And then also just a little housekeeping piece here, please feel free to sign up for additional sessions, as well as all past session recordings are available on our website. So without further ado, I'm going to turn it over. Enjoy your presentation and enjoy your Tuesday, whatever day it is. Enjoy your day.
Carrie, if you're talking, I can't hear you. Sorry.
Thank you, Gretchen. I was talking all by myself there. Hello, I'm Carrie Boardman from Elizabethtown College, and I'm joined here today by Gretchen Camp and also Katie Leonard, who are also admissions counselors here. So thank you for joining us, and I'm excited to tell you all about our school. So Katie, if you could advance to the next slide, that would be great. So Elizabethtown College is a small private institution. We're about 1,600 students, and even though that's considered small, we actually have quite a large campus. We're over 200 acres. So about 50 of those acres is where we live and learn. So it's very easy to get to class from the dorms. It's very accessible, just a few-minute walk. But we also have a lot of open green space with sports fields. We have woods with trails through them and Frisbee golf. And we have a pond and a lake. And it's just really beautiful there. And we're located in central Pennsylvania in the southern part of Lancaster County. And our student faculty ratio is only 11-to-1, which means you get hands-on help from your professors. A lot of our students find that they develop really close relationships with their professors because the classes are so small. A general education class will typically be about 20 to 30 people, which is what you're used to in your high school, I imagine. But the major classes is where you're really going to get into those smaller classroom settings. Okay, so Katie, if you could advance to the next slide, that would be great. So we have over 150 majors and minors at Elizabethtown College, and this is really important. Across the U.S., almost 70% of students change their major at some point during their career of college. So it's really good to find a college that has a large offering of majors that you're interested in, just in case you decide to change. That'll save you time and money, from losing credits in their transfer. So we have everything in biology, all disciplines, business, languages. So take a look at these, and if there's one that you want to learn about in particular, feel free to put a question into the chat, and we're happy to explain more about that major for you. Or we can follow up with another phone call. Okay, Katie, if you could advance again. Okay, signature learning experiences. So in order to graduate from Elizabethtown College, you have to complete 2 of 5 signature learning experiences. And what these are ways for you to bring your classwork into the real world. It's a great way to apply everything that you learned and have some hands-on experience. So one of the 5 ways you can complete your graduation requirement as an E-Town student is through supervised research. Now, this is another benefit to going to a small private school. Supervised research is usually reserved at a big state university for the graduate students. So when you go to a small private school, our undergraduate students get that hands-on experience regularly. In fact, some of our students even graduate published as an undergrad, and that's really unusual, and it's going to make you stand out when you go to apply for grad schools or med schools or on your resume. Another option is to do an internship while you're at Elizabethtown College. A lot of these internships are built into course curriculums depending on your major. For instance, our occupational therapy major, our education major, let's see what else, business majors, they have internships built in, and you don't have to do anything extra to make that happen. But a lot of students want that experience before they graduate and may choose to use this to fulfill one of their requirements. We always help you in finding internships and leverage any networking opportunities that we have to help you. A third option is a cross-cultural experience. So you might have heard this referred to as study abroad. This is a great way to just get a new perspective on learning. A lot of our students like to do it early as their sophomore year or junior year, because they know when they come back, their minds are going to be expanded and they're going to see things in a whole new way. And we think that's a great way to enhance your learning experience while you're here. Another way is community-based learning. At Elizabethtown College, our motto is actually educate to serve. I mean, we really believe that our students, as well as everyone in society, should really use their gifts to help make the world or their community or their workplace a better place to be. So any community-based learning experience that you do at Elizabethtown College will be counted as a requirement for graduation. And then lastly is a capstone course. This is a great way to take everything you learned inside the classroom, at your internships, through field trips, through research, anything you've done, and pull it all together into an academic story that you would actually present in front of a panel of faculty. And even better, you can use this portfolio as a tangible item to bring to your first interview. And you can show your employer everything that you've done. And this is really going to make you stand out against other people being hired right out of college. So Katie, if you could go to the next screen, that would be great. Okay, now living on campus. 85% of our students live on campus, and we offer 6 dorms. So as a freshman, you would be coming into one of our dorms. And our dorms are pretty typical, where you have 2 people to a room. Normally, there are some that have more or less. And then you have the shared bathrooms. And let's see, when you're older, when you go on to be a upper level classman, you can move into the apartments. We also have townhouses that our students like to live in, and even some homes that we own along the perimeter of campus. So we offer a wide variety of living arrangements. Our students tend to live on campus because there's a lot to do, which Katie will talk about a little bit later. But also we have access to a lot of major cities in the area, such as Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, Lancaster, and Harrisburg, right on the train line there. So our students find it very easy to get, to other places around the state. We live about, I guess we're about 5 blocks from the train station, so it's walkable to go to these places, and you don't necessarily need a car. So Katie, if you could advance to the next slide, that would be great. Okay, Katie, you could take it from here.
All right, thank you, Carrie. So as Carrie mentioned, there's definitely a lot for our students to get involved in on campus. So one of the major ones is athletics. So a lot of students will go to school, want to continue with the sport that they're playing in high school. So we do offer 24 different varsity athletic teams on our campus, and we are Division III, so it gives our students a nice balance between academics and athletics. So they're student athletes. So all of our students are here for that education first. So our coaches really work very well with our faculty members to ensure that all of our student athletes are able to balance their practices, their game schedules, everything involved with their sport, as well as everything with their academic programs and their classes, and making sure that they're keeping up with those assignments and doing well in all of their classes. So as I mentioned, our faculty and our coaches work really well together to give the students the support that they need to ensure that they're performing well both in the classroom and on the field in whatever sport they're competing in. But if students don't want to compete at the varsity level, we do have a variety of different intramural sports available. So there's a variety of ones that students can get involved in throughout the year. And this is just a fun club league that students can participate in. Again, if they don't want to compete at that varsity level, but still want to continue with the sport or want to try a new sport, you can always sign up for something you've never tried before, just to have some fun with friends, take a break from classes, get some exercise doing a different sport, and get involved that way. So there's definitely a variety of different opportunities that we offer. Like some of our most popular are probably like our soccer, basketball, volleyball intramurals, but they also do a variety of other ones. Like they've done cornhole tournaments, they do kickball, variety of different things. So there's definitely a variety of different options for our students to choose from. And then in terms of clubs and organizations, we do have over 100 different clubs on campus. So basically anything you can think of, there's probably a club that relates to it on our campus. So things like academic majors, different political groups, religious organizations, fitness and wellness, gaming, community service, all different kinds of clubs on campus that students can get involved in. And there's always different activities fairs every year, so students can kind of see what is available and what clubs are active that semester. So we always encourage our students to attend those, go see what's available, get some more information about these different clubs. But it's always a nice opportunity to, again, take a break from classes, get to network with people outside of your academic program, and just have some fun and explore an interest that you have outside of that academic major. So it's a really great opportunity for our students to get involved on campus, get involved in different types of leadership positions, if they wanted a leadership position within that club. And again, just have some fun with some friends outside of the classroom. And kind of going along with these clubs and organizations, there's always different types of events going on campus. So the clubs will host different events, but there's also events that happen on the weekends. So we have a specific club that hosts a variety of different things for students. There's different movie nights and game nights. Bingo is really popular on our campus, so our students really like to play bingo on the weekends. So a variety of different things that students can take advantage of. Again, go have some fun with friends, take a break from classes, have some fun on the weekends on our campus as well. All right, so now I'm going to discuss a little bit about our honors program. So our honors program is a really great opportunity for students who want to challenge themselves while they're in school and continue with those higher level classes that they might have been accustomed to taking while they're in high school. So there's a lot of great features to the program itself. One great thing is that our honor students get to move in a day early. So you move in a day early, and then the next day when everyone else is moving in, they're actually off campus doing an off-campus retreat. Typically they go to like a ropes course nearby, do different team building, get to meet the other students within the honors program. So it's a nice opportunity to really get to know the people within the program, kind of build that community within the program itself. But they always do different types of field trips. They have guest speakers come in, different programs and receptions, a variety of different things available for our honor students. So it's a really nice program to get involved in, a lot of nice benefits for those students within the program. There are a few requirements while you're in the program. So students would have to complete 24 honors credits. So there's a variety of courses that students can choose from. So you can kind of pick and choose based off of your interests, what kind of honors courses you want to take. And then just maintaining a GPA of 3.5 and remaining in good standing while you're in the school to remain within the honors program as well. And then for eligibility requirements, those are all listed at the bottom there, but the main one I always like to point out is that there is an additional interview that our students would have to complete along with the traditional application. So you can always get in contact with us if that's something that interests you. We can give you some more information about that interview process and set something up to complete that. But anyone who is interested in the honors program would just have to complete their application and their interview by March 15th. So that's the one date that you want to keep in mind if this is something that interests you. For our overall application process, so we are rolling admissions, so there's no deadline to apply with a few exceptions. So as I mentioned with that honors program, that March 15th deadline, if that's something that interests you, or if you're interested in a few of our other different programs like our occupational therapy program or our physician assistant program, for those two, students would have to apply by December 15th. So those are the main dates that you want to keep in mind, but otherwise we are rolling admissions, so there's no deadline to apply for any of our other programs on campus. For the pieces of the application, we do require the overall application itself. So we have our own Elizabethtown application on our website, as well as we accept the Common App as well. So we don't really have a preference. You can submit either one, whichever one you're more comfortable with submitting. So with that application, we just need your official high school transcript, one letter of recommendation, typically from a teacher or a counselor, a writing sample, which can be basically anything you want. You can write about anything, submit different college essays that you have, different papers from high school, basically anything for that writing sample. And then we always encourage your students to submit as many activities, special awards, talents, job opportunities that you've had, just so we can get to know you a little bit more. We want to know what you're involved in, what you're passionate about. So we really encourage our students to include as much of that information as possible so we can really get to know you outside of your overall grades and GPA that you submit on that application. And then the one thing I want to point out is right in the middle. So our standardized test scores are optional for this year. So for 2021 applicants, we are not requiring students to submit their SAT or ACT score, just with everything going on. So if you have them and you put them on those applications, we'll add them to your file, but it won't affect you either way if you do submit them or not. So that's completely optional across the board for this year. Then once you submit all the pieces of the application, we typically have a pretty fast turnaround time. So typically within 2 to 3 weeks, you'll hear back from us with an acceptance decision. So it just gives you a good amount of time to ask any questions, attend different events, kind of weigh your options with that acceptance decision. So we try to give you as much time as possible with that. And then that typical May 1st deadline is when you would make your final college decision. So that's that national deadline for our students to make their decision, decide where they're going, submit that deposit, and make their choice for their college.
All right, thanks, Katie. So one of the most popular questions that we get asked by families and students are about our merit scholarships and financial aid opportunities. So I just wanted to take some time to review that with you all. So as you can see on the right-hand side of the slide here, our current tuition price for the 2020 to 2021 year is just under $33,000 per year. If you are adding room and board to that, so room and a meal plan, you're looking at a total of about $45,000, and that is your sticker price. So that's before any merit scholarships or financial aid are taken into account. So I'm going to review the different options that we have there to help, that we use to help students make E-Town affordable for them. So merit-based scholarships. So the most important thing to mention about that is that all of our applicants are automatically considered for these first 3 scholarships: the Presidential Scholarship, the Founder Scholarship, and the Dean's Scholarship. So there's no separate application. You don't have to check a special box on your application to let us know that you're interested. When we're reviewing you for admission to the college, we're also reviewing you for a merit-based scholarship. These scholarships currently for the 2021 to 2022 year, so for next fall, those range from $12,000 up to $17,000, and they are renewable scholarships. So that's a really important question to ask too when you're considering cost and investigating different colleges, is asking about merit scholarships and if they're renewable. So these are renewable scholarships for up to 4 years or 8 semesters, with the exception of occupational therapy, where these scholarships actually carry through the 6-year doctorate program, which is fantastic for a graduate program. And in order to maintain these scholarships throughout your time at E-Town, you have to stay in good academic standing, which is a 2.0 GPA, and good social or disciplinary standing. So just making sure you're, being a good person, doing what you need to do on campus, nothing on your student record. And again, you'll see that renewed every semester on your financial aid package. We do use, Katie went over the application materials in the previous slide. So we do take a look at your GPA. That's weighed pretty heavily when we're determining merit-based scholarship consideration. We're also looking at the types of courses you're taking. Are you taking AP courses, honors courses, IB courses? Are you enrolled in dual enrollment courses with a college or university? Your extracurriculars, and how involved are you in leadership and community service? So we really take a holistic approach when we're looking at students for merit-based scholarships. And then there's other scholarships too that you can stack on top of these merit scholarships. So the first one you'll see listed here is our Mosaic Scholarship. That is up to $5,000 per year. That is for students who have demonstrated an interest in diversity work or social justice work and issues. Typically, there's something in their application that stands out in this category, and we will, as a review committee, mark off that we think the student would be a great candidate. And then our Mosaic Scholarship counselor will reach out to that student with more information. And again, that's up to $5,000 per year. You do have to continue that type of work while you're here at E-Town. So in order to maintain the scholarship, it's good academic standing, good social standing again, but also continuing that those diversity initiatives or social justice work. There's also the Music Performance Scholarship, which is again up to $5,000 per year. That does require an audition. And what's really unique about that scholarship is that you don't have to be a music major. So Carrie went over that we offer several different music options for majors like music, music therapy, music education, right? But you don't have to be in one of those majors in order to get a music performance scholarship. So many students who make up our instrumental ensembles, vocal ensembles, are coming from all different types of academic backgrounds where they auditioned, were offered a scholarship, and then in order to maintain that scholarship at E-Town, they just participate in the ensemble of the music department's choice. So they'll listen to your voice or your instrument and they'll figure out where you'll best fit. And again, that could be up to another $5,000 per year. The STAMP scholarship is our full tuition scholarship. That is a scholarship that is, again, it covers full tuition. It is very competitive. This past year, we reviewed about 800 applications for the STAMP scholarship, and we typically have about 7 to award each year. So as you can see, it's pretty competitive. That process typically happens in February and March of each year. So as Katie mentioned, we work on rolling admissions. So you could get an admissions decision with a merit scholarship in November, but not find out about the STAMP scholarship until later in the winter, early spring. That does require you letting us know that you're interested, but similar to the Mosaic Scholarship, the admissions committee is also looking to see if you might be a good fit for that. Students who are invited for interviews for the STAMP scholarship typically are high academic achieving students, and they stand out in areas of either innovation or community service or research or overcoming obstacles. There's usually like a wow factor, as we call it, something that stands out to us about that student. And then we also have additional scholarships that I always like to point out. If you have a parent or grandparent that graduated from E-Town, we have a legacy scholarship, which is $2,000 a year. If you're a member of the Church of the Brethren, which is the church that founded the college, that's $2,500 a year. And we also offer a sibling scholarship. We've got lots of sibling pairs and sets here at E-Town. So you can each get an additional $1,000 a year scholarship if your sibling is attending E-Town at the same time. And then of course there's need-based financial aid. So for those going through it the first time, you might have heard of the FAFSA. For those who have older siblings or parents who have gone to college, they've probably been through the FAFSA before. That becomes available on October 1st of each year. It's currently available for the 2021 to 2022 year. And that's what E-Town will use to determine your need-based aid. So in terms of any grants, scholarships, or loans from the college, from the state government, or the federal government, that's what we'll use to send that financial aid package out to you. And that typically starts going out in December from our financial aid office for any admitted students. And then like our admissions process, we send that out on a rolling basis as well. So transfer of credits. So I mentioned we're taking a look at high school transcripts and seeing if you've taken any AP courses, IB courses, dual enrollment courses, and we're seeing more and more students, especially this year, taking those dual enrollment courses. So in terms of how your credits would transfer to E-Town, we are looking at your AP exam scores for how your credits will transfer for AP. You do need to have earned a 4 or a 5 on an AP exam in order for those credits to transfer to E-Town. For IB courses, so if you're in an IB diploma program, if you're a candidate for that, it has to be a 5 or above on your higher level exam. So that's for IB courses. And then for dual enrollment or college courses, this varies by college and university. Same goes for policies on AP, and IB courses too. But our general rule of thumb with transfer credits is if you're taking a dual enrollment course through an accredited institution and it's a 100 level or higher course, so an English 101 or a math 110 or bio 105, or even 200, 300 level classes and higher, you have to earn a C- or better from that institution in order for that to transfer. And so that is something that you can reach out to us at any time. I work with students who are in high school and they send me a quick email and they say, I'm taking dual enrollment courses this year. Can you give me an idea of how those would transfer? And we're totally happy to do that. So you don't have to have applied or have been admitted to find out how your credits would transfer. If you ultimately choose to enroll at E-Town and you want these transfer credits applied to your student record, that's when you'd have to have College Board send us the official AP exam scores, or have your official IB exam score sent to us. Or if you take a dual enrollment course through a local community college or a four-year state school or a local four-year private school to you, that college or university would have to send us your official transcript in order to award you credit. We do accept up to 64 credits total for incoming students. That's a common question as well. For AP credits, it's up to 32 credits of that can be AP, but 64 total, especially if you're coming from a two-year school. All right, and then you'll see some of our faces on here. So there's the three of us are listed on here. This is our admissions team along with some other members of our staff. We just wanted to let you know a little bit about who we are. We all work with all students. So, if you were to come into the office for an appointment, but, I'm working with, let's say, Lancaster County students, but you're from New Jersey, I could meet with you, talk with you, answer your questions as well. We're all assigned to students based on where you go to school. In a normal year, you'd see us in your guidance offices or at like a local college fair to you. So yeah, we just wanted to give you a feel, who we are. And you can go to our website to learn more about our team and to search for your geographic area to see who your counselor would be. All right, and so that is the end of our presentation. I just wanted to point out two things on this slide. So you've got our contact information here, which is admissions@etown.edu, or our main phone number, but also our visit webpage is listed. We are currently open for in-person visits Monday through Friday with select Saturdays, but we're also offering a balance of virtual visits too. Several virtual open houses this fall, and into the spring too, in addition to some virtual info sessions in the evening. So feel free to check us out at our visit website, or send us an email or give us a phone call if you have any questions. All right, and I'm looking at the question box. I don't see any questions as of right now that have come in. But feel free, like Carrie mentioned in the beginning, if you do have any questions, to drop those in the question box.
How you guys doing? All right? No. Do you want to end it at this point?
Yes, we just finished up.
Awesome. All right. Well, I'll share my screen and we'll finish this then.
Sure.
All right. Thank you very much for joining us today. At the conclusion of the webinar, there'll be a quick survey, and then obviously we just say, please look to sign up for additional sessions, and all these events and sessions are recorded so that you can find them on our site for later viewing. Thank you so much and have a great day. Thank you, presenters.
Thank you.
Thank you.